S3 students from Aith School tell us about Shadowed Valley by John Graham, and they look further into John Graham the man.
This is a story about Haki and his family who lived on a croft in Weisdale. On their croft they had sheep and cattle. Haki's dad Simon has gone away to the Whale and Greenland, leaving Haki to look after his mother and younger brothers. Haki's sister Martha works as a maid in a mat. The family were poor and hungry. Haki's mother had a baby who was stillborn. Haki got a job as a beach boy curing fish. In the story, Haki and his neighbours learn they are to be evicted from their homes by the laird. Although the story of Haki's fiction is based on real events when many folk from crofts in Weisdale were forced from their homes, you can still see the ruins of the houses today.
Eviction! Take it down, boys!
Not budging.
Get the rod.
What are you doing? Get in there!
Move. Get out of the way.
Don't go in there. No, don't take that. No.
Shut up.
Get out.
Shut up.
Go away. Don't take that. No. Not that.
Shut up.
No.
Move.
Stop.
Get out of the way.
No, get that. Du så hinter det, sant du? Du driver hvor det du is.
Get her out!
Called what?
Do I need to ask you twice? Get her out! Now!
Hollows of these heather dales where the night's aurora floats the southern sun. The live gaunt symbol sunless dial, where life and time age litching into one.
Beneath the scrutiny of jury hills, which sit in judgment on each passing age, they wrestle daily with a stubborn soil, guardians of their sullen heritage.
From punctual dawn to bone-weary night, suspends the bark-bent ritual of toil. The walk the dreary treadmill of each day, in the ancient ruts of an embattled soil.
Yet, in this daily trek from dark to dark, their barks are bended not in sorrow's mould, but with the vigilant habitual love, demands of those enthralled within its folds.
Yeah. How did you know Mr. Graham?
I knew Mr. Graham because he taught me English at Anderson High School between 1978 and 1981, although I think he was only teaching because there were shorter English teachers and he was the head teacher at the time.
What was he like?
He was a very nice man. He was very calm. He was very assured in what he did, and he was a good teacher.
Did you ever study his writing in class with him?
We never studied his writing in class. He was a very modest man, and I don't think he would have used his own writing in class at that time. But I did read his, I have read some of his stuff after I grew up.
How did you know Mr. Graham?
Well, I first knew John Graham when I was a pupil at the high school. He was the head teacher, and he was head teacher for me when I was there between 1970 and 74 when I left. And then when I came back to teach at the high school. He was actually my boss, and he retired. I was there in 78 and he retired in 82.
What was he like?
Well, I think he was a very calm person, never seemed to get very excited. He very witty, the dry sense of humour. There was always a kind of, what you could say, there would be a twinkle in his eye that he was going to say something very funny. Was a very fair person as well.
Was he a good teacher?
I never had him as a teacher, but I believe he was very well respected as a teacher. I certainly was well respected as a head teacher. And
what was he interested in?
Well, I think he was just interested in Shetland. I think he was just a great Shetlander because he was so much involved in Shetland culture. He gave his stories, poetry, the magazine that him and his brother edited. He was just, I think, really just into anything Shetland, especially the Shetland dialect. I think he was really keen for that to be used. And of course he was very much involved with the Shetland Dictionary.
Okay. Hello, I'm Rebecca Hinton and this is
Ian Fraser.
And we're going to interview you today on John J. Graham. Who are you?
I'm Brian Smith. I work here at the Shetland Museum and Archives.
Okay. When and where was John J. Graham born?
John was born in Weisdale in a small place called Stromford in 1921.
What did his parents do?
His parents were crofters and farmers. When he was a few years old, they moved to Vinsgirth in Tingwall, where they produced milk for sale. And for most of his childhood, John helped his parents to do that.
Did he have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, he had 3 brothers.
Where did he go to school?
He went to school at the Central Public School in Lerwick, first of all, and he left school when he was 16.
What did he do after school?
He worked in various places. He worked in the Sheriff Clerk's office, and eventually he worked in the medical office and a health office, both in Lerwick.
What did he do during the war?
He was in the Air Force during the war.
When did he train to become a teacher?
When he came back to Shetland after the war, and immediately got a job as principal teacher of English at the Anderson Institute, as it was then called.
Did he like teaching?
He told me that he very much liked teaching, although he found it stressful.
Did you know Mr. Graham?
I knew him very well for a very long period. I knew him when I was at school, and I knew him until he died, yeah.
Have you ever read Shadowed Valley or any of his other work?
Yes, I've read both these books. In fact, I read them before they were published. He shared them with me and we discussed them at great length.
Did you like his writing?
I very much liked his writing. John wrote very, very clear prose, just the type of thing that I like.
Yeah. What was he like as a person?
Very, very nice man. He had infinite patience. When I was at school, for instance, I used to go to see him home all the time, and he put up with that. He was very approachable, as I say. He gave very good advice. He often discussed things with me, and even today I miss speaking to him about this and that.
Well, thank you very much. That's all good.
Thank you.